Good afternoon, Gareth. Nice to see you again. Coming up to the final game before Christmas, obviously away at Everton. I mean, where's the squad right now going into this game, and how are you feeling about them as opponents this weekend?
Yeah, the squad is in a good place. I think we've had a couple of little niggles, a couple of little illnesses here and there, but I would say in general the availability is pretty good. We obviously will wait a little bit longer just to see how Alana checks in tomorrow, because obviously we had to make a change in the Villa game. But yeah, players are looking good, looking fresh, considering kind of where we are after so many international breaks and coming towards that break. Yeah, of course we've got ourselves in a really good position, and we want to finish off strong, stay within touching distance so that we can mount a real challenge in the second half of the season. How
important is it that you do that, keep the gap as it is, maybe close it this weekend going into that month off?
Well, it's the most important thing, and it sounds like the easiest thing in the world to do, but it's not, of course. I think Everton's results have been a little bit, here and there, but performance-wise, they always tend to come out and be energetic and be aggressive in what they do, with and without the ball. So, yeah, of course, I think it's a good game for us, but one we're really looking forward to, and we know that when we are in our good moments of really high energy and really playing with a purpose, that we've seen some good things this first half of the season. More recently, some really good performances as well.
As a coach, are you looking forward to this break over Christmas, or would you prefer to be facing the kind of relentless schedule that you'd have experienced as a player and that the men are going to be facing?
I think we're looking forward to the break, if I'm honest. I think it's been, quite an intense period, really. I mean, I know I've always probably canvassed for more games in the WSL, and I think that we may get to that point with more teams further down the line. So this might be something of a luxury that's taken away, and more games over Christmas for many reasons, and we would understand that. But I think I've always mentioned that we do as we're told. The schedule is the schedule. Everybody gets it before the start of the season. We know where the international breaks are. We know where the Christmas break is going to be. But yeah, of course, sometimes it comes a good time, not such a good time. I think the most important thing is making sure the players come back and are in a good place, kind of ready to go for that second half surge, because you see that can have an effect sometimes when you have a break. I think it's really difficult to pick the baton up straight away and start going again, for not just for us, but for anyone.
I spoke to Ellie Roebuck earlier in the week. I know she's obviously had a tough season after losing her place. In terms of her position in the squad, I mean, look, she says, quite understandably, she's her number one goalkeeper. She wants to be playing football. January's coming up. What are the chances that she's allowed to leave next month?
Well, we would look at every situation and every player in that sense. And I think when you are trying to do something really big in terms of what we are trying to do, which is to win the league and really, really challenge. And, for a few seasons, we've kind of been close. Some seasons we've been close, but not quite sustained it. To do that, you need a decent squad, and you need decent availability of players, and you need to be kind of quite fortunate with less injuries. And some moments we've had that, some moments we haven't had that. But of course, what you don't want to do is limit your options. And I think, of course, it's tough for Ellie. There's no doubt about that. But I think the way she's been training and the way her personality has been around the place, we've seen no change in that. And it's so difficult because, Chiara has come in and done well. Our defensive record is the best in the league. I think, and that's not to say that wouldn't happen whether Sandy was in the goal, whether Ellie was in the goal. So we just, we move from game to game. We analyse who we think will be the best person to be in that position and in every position. So nothing changes with that. With Ellie, everything has to be right for the club, player, all of those things. So at the moment, there's no news.
Is having three first-choice goalkeepers potentially, though, a luxury? I mean, we talk about the economics of football. Obviously, there is an opportunity here. As a squad, you talk about options, but obviously, goalkeeper's the one place, isn't it, where obviously only one person can play at any one time. So,
yeah, of course. But yeah, if you look at Chelsea and what they've done over the last many seasons, and look at what they have three first-choice keepers. What's different? If you want to do something special, then that's the motivation, is to try and get people on board to say, okay, yeah, you could go and play somewhere else, probably. We've seen in the past previously the goalkeeping area being probably an issue for us, certainly with availability of goalkeepers and the injuries we sustained. So, yeah, we need to do what's right for us, and this is what we see as being right for us. And we know that's difficult for the other two who are missing out, whoever that two may be. But, the priority is the team, and it always will be.
Just before I finish, I just want to ask you something on a slightly different topic, because there was the historic news that Rebecca Welsh is going to be the first female to take charge of a men's Premier League game over the Christmas period. I mean, what sort of a message is that to female referees, and what sort of a statement is it in terms of the way the game is developing?
Yeah, fantastic. It's a significant step, so I think that's really positive. And yeah, I think when we get to the time where we're not actually highlighting that, I think it just becomes a normal thing. So I think it's good.
Thanks, Gareth.
Cheers,
good luck.
We'll go to Zoom now. Emma?
Hey, Gareth. Nice to see you. Thanks for your time.
No problem.
Just following on from the kind of the contract theme there with Ellie, I just wanted to ask about Lauren Hemp, because I believe her contract runs out in the summer. So I just wondered whether you'd had any discussions over an extension with her, and if you're confident that she'll be staying beyond that time.
Yeah, many conversations have been had. Obviously, Niels deals with many of those kind of situations about the details, but had lots of conversation with Lauren about where we see her, what she's done for us, where we see her going. But yeah, no news to report. She's received a really good contract offer from the club. So yeah, at this moment in time, there's no news, and as soon as there is, we'll let you guys know.
Nice one. And just a word on her form as well, because I think she's been playing excellent recently, and I think one of the challenges that you and others had set this season was to try and sort of see more numbers in terms of the goals and assists from Lauren. And do you think that you've got that?
Well, at the moment, yeah, I think so. I'd agree with you. I think I've mentioned in my last post-match that I think she's taken her game to really, really high levels, and I think she plays with freedom. We give her a real solid platform to work on, and we really, like you say, have worked hard to crunch those numbers a little bit higher from all of the players. And of course, there's a lot of positive signs at the moment, both at the top end of the pitch and also what I mentioned about the defensive record as well. So I think that's ultimately going to help us, and Lauren's played a big part in that.
Yeah, and just a word on the title race, because it feels really, really close at the moment. Obviously, you're right up there, but in a way, maybe because of the fact that Chelsea are at the top, they're probably getting all the attention at the moment. Do you think that suits your side in a way to kind of just go under the radar a little bit? Yeah,
of course. But each point, 3 points, 1 point, no points is quite significant in this league for many reasons. And the main ones is, like we said, there's only 22 games, and I think up until the weekend, or last weekend especially, you have to take your hat off to what Chelsea had done in 22 points out of 24, I think, was after 8 games, which is, phenomenal. And, that's probably one of the many reasons why they've been up there for so long as a club. So I think one game changes everything, and there could be a big swing in that title race. So, yeah, of course, we've worked hard to get to where we are. We want to maintain that going into the break as much as we possibly can. And that's the message to the players. That's the message to everyone. But of course, everybody's trying to win.
Any more questions? Emma, you're back. You just froze there.
Yeah, got you back. Yeah, sorry, I didn't know whether that was me or not.
No.
Thanks for that. I've just got one question from Dan, because he had to jump off, but he wanted to get your reaction to the FA Cup draw that happened this week, if that's okay. Yeah,
good draw. I think Durham are a club that have done really well over the years, club that we've played in the League Cup format. So yeah, obviously a different proposition for us being away, and obviously playing on synthetic grass, I think, is what I've been told. So yeah, we'll be well prepared for that. We'll have good period in between of rest and recovery, and then look forward to the FA Cup, because it's a magical competition.
Yeah, and I guess it's a change of scenery as well, almost having a trip up north as opposed to quite a lot of the time in the women's game. A lot of the trips tend to be down south. It's quite a nice change, isn't it?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, normally we're heading in one direction, which is down the motorway. So, yeah, like you say, going up north is slightly different for us, and slightly different, like I said, in the match surface we're going to play on. But yeah, I think it's not an issue for the players. We'll have some adaptation with that in the build up to it. But of course, yes, it's a good game and one we're looking forward to.
Nice one. Thanks, Gareth. All the best and have a good Christmas.
You too. Thanks very much.